And it's crazy. It's called Thanksgiving, but I swear it's just the opportunity for people to fight with their in-laws or like wives to fight with their mother-in-law or all these types of things.
Yeah, yeah, because it's actually it's not from my experience, it's not really big. It's not really big in New Zealand. It's not something. I mean, so pretty much all I know about it is what you'll see in the like in the TV stuff. But it sounds like some of the conflicts sound pretty similar to what we would tend to see over a Christmas Boxing Day, period. You get a lot of people in a confined space. There's alcohol. There's do you guys do presents part of Thanksgiving?
No, but we eat a lot of pumpkin pie, and
Right,
we take out a lot of turkeys.
right, nice. Yeah. Well, that's kind of interesting. So, what do you think is like the hardest thing for people in terms of dealing with Thanksgiving?
Well, it's totally one of those where, there's generational changes where like baby boomers had one set of expectations, Gen Xers and millennials, they want something different, right? People's like level of engagement and presence with their families changed over time.
Yeah.
And there's also like historically people were expected to show up no matter what, where people now kind of realize they have much more of a choice,
Yeah.
right? And if it's a miserable experience, they don't want to go anymore.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of couples just they're not sure how to set boundaries and they're not sure how to make it into a good experience.
Right. And also, I mean, like, it's pretty common in the States. You guys only have like, 2 weeks of holiday in a year. So, it's a long weekend for you guys as well, isn't it?
Well, the thing that ends up happening is our Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. So people get off that Thursday, then they get the extra day off. They call it Black Friday when everyone goes shopping. And then there's a weekend. And so what happens is you have the worst weather of the year, and then a third of the people in the United States decide to drive around to visit family that they don't really want to see half the time.
Wow. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it can be quite awful. So, what I want to know from you, Steve, are what are some suggestions you got to make this work for people? It's like if you got to show up, how are you going to make it fun?
Okay. Jeez.
A
Honestly,
little
again,
pressure.
it sounds like we should put we should just put like a course together because I mean, so the things that would come up for me off the top of my head would be stuff like um we actually should do we'll just record like a little mini course on this, but you would have stuff like you want to protect the boat, like how do you protect the couple relationship
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in there. So Thanksgiving, what I remember seeing in the movies, they had the people sitting around and having a conversation and like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. Yeah,
Sometimes, but a lot of times it's just like, the dad's cutting the turkey, the mom's bustling around in the kitchen, right? The grandma's criticizing like the daughter-in-law, and it's just all these are the dynamics that end up
right.
really playing havoc. So the question would be like, how do you support your partner during this? Or so like for example, my wife, when she visits her family, she just notices her stress coming up, right? And it's easy for her to become reactive. Like, how would I support her?
Yeah, no, 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 that's cool. So we can definitely talk about that. Sorry, I'm just creating a list in my mind of the things we should run through. But just coming back to what I was saying before, it sounded like there was an opportunity to talk about appreciations, which I love talking about appreciation. So, if the reason of the holiday was kind of like a Thanksgiving for the support that the pilgrims got when the local the local people turned up to help them through a really hard winter. Is that's the basis for it?
That's the story.
Okay, cool. So you've got like coming together and gratitude. So, and I mean, ultimately, if you want things to be meaningful, then they need to be tied to values. So, and appreciation can be a really good way to do that. And in fact, even protecting the vote is really about identifying values as well. Um, Right. I'm just sort of thinking as well. You would also like you were talking about the multi-generational thing, but the boomers and Generation X and millennials and that kind of thing. And so part of it would also be finding out like what are the rituals that are really important because it's a bit like Christmas. It taps into those core childhood
Mhm.
needs to feel, we have particular things that are so exciting. We've got to have the turkey or we've got to have that particular cranberry sauce or whatever it is what would probably also be good, you've talked a lot about the stress, would be you'd want some quick ways to regulate, and then also some ways to kind of check in with them to make sure that things are okay. Yeah.
I think so. I
Okay.
think being able to to have that say, "Hey, what do you need in this moment?" or to even just know, and then and be skillful about like placing your hand or saying the right thing, or just like a quick squeeze of the shoulder, whatever it might be. It's such a beautiful thing
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like we have our outline for our course.
for this month. Yes, and that'll be on the membership area.
Assuming that we get to record this and no one throws you out of the restaurant or anything like that.
But that could happen.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.